Do you buy or do you build real estate in 2026? That's the big question. Mortgage rates just went down, but did they go down far enough? Have values dropped enough, and has the market otherwise been compromised enough that now values really are supported by comps and you can really get a good deal? Because in some markets that are trying to emerge but aren't emerging, maybe there's a good enough deal that you can do that fix and flip and make your $50,000, $60,000, and maybe it's safe. But is it worth your time is the big question. Do you build? Well, let's dissect it. Let's go through this and let's figure it out together. Now, one of the big things, I'll tell you, I've always went between value add properties and new builds, value add and new builds, because there is a time and place in the commercial sector for it. Now, residential sector profitability gets compressed. So you got to be very careful in the residential sector, but you can still underwrite it. Now, 10 times out of 10, for me, in new construction, provided you follow the right business model, new construction has always been more advantageous and more lucrative, and this is how. Now, when we go in, anything less than $600,000 is going to be really tough to hit. Now, I really like the $700,000 plus market, because once we hit this market, all of a sudden, equity grows. With the increase in numbers, equity grows. With the increased equity, banking and lending becomes more available. So when you go in on a pre-existing asset, so if we go in, I'm looking at numbers that real estate is realistically dropping. It numbers is rates as high as 5%. So if we take, let's say, $700,000 asset times 0.05, okay? So that's $35,000 price reduction. That's a big number, okay? That's a big number. So $35,000 price reduction. Now, if we go in on something less than that and we fix and flip it, now how much less can we get than that $700,000? So let's say that we go in and we buy this at a reduced price of 8%, okay? So if we take that and we buy it at 8% reduction, we're going to be buying that at someplace right around the $650,000 mark. So now we go in, and so if we buy this at an 8% reduction, let's call it even a 10% reduction, that's going to be $630,000 buy price, okay? This is on existing, okay? Now, this is with an 8% price reduction, okay? Now, the market's showing $35,000, 5% price reductions in some given market. So now, we go in, we get an 8% reduction over the 5% reduction, and so we take this 5% reduction and we use this for renovation. Now, we make it better and nicer than anything on the market. So our best case scenario is an 8% increase, so it's a $70,000 spread. Now, we need some of this as contingency money, because for most of these properties, it's going to take realistically closer to $50,000 to be able to put these properties together. So if we take $15,000 from this $70,000, giving us a $50,000 remodel budget to remodel that, now we're sitting back and we have $55,000 in profitability, okay? Let's say that we can do this turnkey where we go in, we buy it. Let's say that we renovate it really fast. Let's say we do a 4 to 6 week renovation, and then we put it on the market and it sells really fast. We're going to be someplace in the neighborhood of about 8 to 10 weeks, okay? So we have 2.5 months in a perfect world, right? Now, the question is, how many of these under this scenario are available on the market today? Like, what's the quantity of on pre-existing market? Is there enough inventory in the market to make this a business model that's duplicatable, where you can go in and do this redundantly? And has there been enough of a price reduction of that $35,000 plus this 8% spread for an actual 13% reduction in price in the open market? Because if the values are sitting at $700,000 on comps, that would mean times 0.13, that sales price would have to come down $91,000. So the question is there enough give in the market for this $700,000 home to give away $91,000 so that you can make $55,000 in today's open market? Now, that's a big question, and that's a big variable. Now, it's like looking for a little bit of a needle in a haystack, and the question is, what is the volatility of that? And is there enough of that for you to continue it redundantly, safely, without having to stretch and float these numbers and trying to press them? Because what ends up happening, you try to turn this into 710, 720 to offset your costs, but will the market take to that is the big question. Is there enough bandwidth in the market today where there's enough open market pull to do it? Or we can come in and let's build new. We're going to go in, let's say we do a $700,000 build. Now, we're going to spend between 15 and 20% for the land. So if the land, let's say we go on the high end at 20%, we take a $700,000 home, 700 times 0.20, land's $140,000, 140K, okay, on the high end. Now, our build cost, and we're building very similar. Now, average homes in this market, $300 to $315 per square foot. I always tell people, never build in a market where market comps don't support at least $275 a square foot, but really $300 a square foot is where you need to be. So let's just go down to that $300 a square foot range. So now we go $300 per square foot in our business model. I'd say try to get a little higher, but let's go with $300 a square foot. So let's take a simple, we go in at $700,000, okay, at $300 a square foot. So we have 2,333 square feet, okay? This is our square footage. Now, our price to build is going to be reflected on that. What I landed up doing is I took the $700,000 and I divided it by the $300, giving me this 2,333 square footage. Now, average price to build according to the National Association of Home Builders in 2025 nationwide is $140 a square foot. Now, we're building a nicer product at $700 a square foot. That's provided you have to hire a general contractor because you're not one. But if you do an owner build, your price per square foot is going to go down. Now, we're building real product like this in 11 different cities across the United States at approximately $155 a square foot. Let's say that you have to hit it at $165 a square foot or maybe even $170 a square foot because you have to hire a general contractor in order to get lending. Now, if you're doing an owner build, one-time close construction, a perm loan, look, you can go in with a lot more leverage from the bank and a lot less down payment money, needing a lot less equity and a lot more proceeds at a better rate. And I'll tell you that it's a great way, and you don't need a general contractor 9 times out of 10. You can do it yourself. But if you hire a general contractor, you're going to be someplace right about that $165 a square foot. Let's call it $170 to be safe. So now we multiply this by $170, okay? So let's go on the high end on everything. We take 170 times 2,333 times 170 a square foot. That's going to be $396. That's our build cost, $396. We're also going to have our closing cost at 6% all in at $700,000. So we take $700,000 times 0.06. That's going to be $42,000. And lending on this is going to be someplace right around $25,000, okay, for your loan. It's only about a 6-month build, probably a 5-month build, but let's call it 6 months. The loan's appreciating. Bank's only charging you interest on what you draw, not on the full amount. The bank's going to lend you the money on the $140,000 plus the build cost of $396. That's what your loan amount's going to be. Let's say you're paying a high interest rate of 9%, even if you do it through non-Dutch lending and you come in and you pay a margin of that because it's escalating, you're still going to be at $25,000 for your debt, okay? We want to sell that house. Now, all in, we take 140 plus 396 plus 42 plus 25, that's 603 all in. Conservatively speaking, we subtract that from $700,000, that's a $97,000 net profit, and that's a 5-month build. 6-month full cycle, $97,000. And here's what I love about that, is that, yes, it's only about $40,000 more than your fix and flip under this scenario, putting downward leverage and pressure on our business model, which I love, because on this one, we're trying to give to our business model to make $55,000, so that increases your risk. Anytime you give to your business model and you don't be conservative, it actually puts more risk on your project. This, we have enough profitability here that we can give to the opposite side. And let's say that worst case scenario, let's give contingency money. And let's say that it costs us more to build. Let's say the land is the most expensive land we can buy, because I'll tell you, I wouldn't pay more than about $120,000 for this lot all in with utilities and everything. But well, let's go in and let's maximize everything that we're spending on this. We still make just shy of $100,000 net on your first build. And you have a duplicatable model because there's plenty of land outside, ladies and gentlemen. Just look around. We have emerging cities all over the United States. And if you're in California sitting back, or in Washington State going, I can't build for $170 a square foot, I know you're going to be building for closer to about $200 a square foot, but also your profitability is going to be sitting at homes in excess of $600 a square foot. So ding, 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 you're going to make more money. So you California people that comment, I'm in California, I can't build for that. I know. You're going to build for more, but you're going to make more. But for the other 92% of the United States, congratulations. You build under the parameters of the national average, you're going to make a profit. It's going to be into the 6 figures on every single build. You start hitting closer to $800,000-$900,000 marks. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2026, you want to build. Don't be buying. The real estate market isn't there yet. It isn't compromised. There's a lack of inventory. We're in an over 7 million home deficit for rooftops nationwide. Take advantage of it. Buy land, build houses. And if you want more information on how to build houses, then click and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more incredible content just like this. Give me some love. Pound that thumbs up button. And until next time, go out, God bless, and go out and compound your success.